As you can see on the picture, this product came with what you can see on the upper side and the right side, the camera itself, which is covered by some kind of a nylon. Down, it's some kind of a mounting device. On the left of this is the clip itself that you connected it to the camera. This lapel clip looks like a, like an alligator, so it sticks to your clothes quite right. On the upper side, there is a data cable of a mini 8-pin USB to connect it to the computer or to charge this device as well. And it also, the same cable comes with this yellow connector to connect it to, I think it's called RCA, to connect it to the television. Also, it comes with what you see on the little more to the left with a small plastic bag. There is some kind of a strap that you can hang this camera on your neck. Okay, some kind like a necklace or whatever. It came also because I ordered as a bundle this camera with a 32GB micro SD card and also the manual itself. Hello, I'm going to show you a review of a mini camera that I bought from AliExpress. What I wanted to say is that all of those samples that I have made, I chose only the 720 pixels rather to use the full definition one because I found it to be just better because I'm going to talk about it later on. Those video samples I've tried to take in different kind of sceneries, different kind of lights, like when it's noon, like 12 or 2 p.m., which is very sunny. Other samples when it's beginning to be more just darker, like 1 hour before the sun goes down, then about half an hour before it goes down, then when it is a completely night. I also tried to capture a video while I'm driving in the car, like a dashboard camera. This camera is aimed to the same direction of the driving, aimed to the front side. And I also tried to aim it like this camera. It's like a passenger that looks on the window sides, on the view on the sides. So all of the trees and landmarks should go past quite quickly. I mean, like you can go over a tree or something in a split of a second. So all of those samples is for to see how this camera is capable to produce video quality, which I was hoping that it will able to produce a high or at least high enough quality in matter of sharpness and detect and balanced and so on. Only one time I've tried to use this full definition, and I found out that it's not a good resolution, and I'm going to provide you those differences between 720 pixels, which is high definition ready, a normal high definition, and another one which is 1080 pixels, which is full definition. So I'm going to provide two samples, which is that I shot exactly the same thing, but in those two resolutions to see if there is any difference between them. But the rest is being recorded as a normal high definition. I also tried to record it at night, not just a normal recording, but to do it with the night vision mode or option. It's kind of tricky to do such a thing because you need to, at least of what I was able to comprehend with this very bad English of the manual. So I needed to use some kind of to watch a YouTube review of someone that already did it, and there I was able to comprehend that to able to produce a night vision mode, you need to click on the mode button for a few seconds until it's start to blink for I think 3 times, and then immediately after it, you should click on the on and off button to start recording. So I don't know if I was succeeded to do such a thing. One thing that I did by mistake, there are 2 tiny holes in this camera, one in the front and another one which is been written in R close to it, which is close to the USB and TF slots. So those 2 tiny holes, I mean very tiny, just a 1 millimeter thickness or maybe 2. One of those hole which is an R on it, maybe it's a reset, and I mean not maybe it is a reset, but the other one in the front of the camera, close to the what looks like a LED lights, this is maybe an infrared detector or something. Now when I first used this, I accidentally tried to take something like I don't know, to take some kind of a needle or so to try to reset this camera, but I accidentally put this needle I think on the infrared hole. So I'm hoping that I didn't destroy this detector, but then I saw this hole that is being written an R on it, and thereby finding the real reset button. So if the infrared
detector, and thereby the night vision mode isn't working. So maybe it's because of me, or maybe because of the camera doesn't just cannot do a proper job in at night. So this is not going to be the reason that I'm going to say something bad nor good about this camera, because I don't know if it is my fault or not. But this is basically it. And now I'm going to show you all of those results, and that's it.
So, in manner of night vision mode, it's not my fault that this camera can produce this kind of video quality at night scene, regardless if it is a good or bad quality. So it's important. One thing, so I'm quite relieved that I haven't destroyed this camera, because this hole is a microphone hole and not infrared detector, if it even exists. I cannot see any kind of a hole or a detector for a infrared. Maybe it's those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 LED lights, that one of them is a infrared detector or whatever, but at least I haven't destroyed this camera in matter of night vision mode because of the needle. From what I could see from internet pages like forums, video reviews and other stuff, I saw on the one hand a video review that someone that taken this video in night vision, this night vision really worked, so thumbs up. But on other places, people said that this is just doesn't work. So I'm not pretty sure what to tell you, if it is working or not. Okay, whatever, but I had to mention it. Another thing about those 6 LED lights, they don't seem to work. Maybe this is the only a infrared detector and not really a LED light, but they doesn't work, at least for me. Either way, when you can see those night vision samples that I've made in the parking garage of the vehicles, in the parking place, and also at the classroom where the light is off, you can still see the chairs and the tables and a little bit of the walls. So at least, regardless if it is a good or bad, or exist or doesn't exist night vision, you can see that this camera is capable to produce not bad quality, I mean even a very decent quality in a low light environment. So I'm quite pleased either way. Okay, now I'm recording again. Now it's 10:30 a.m. So the sun is out. Now it's very sunny. You see the sun. So this is the environment. Now it's much more bright because the sun is out. Now let's go to in first. This is some flowers. Here is the cat. Let's look close to the cat. Maybe he's afraid, okay, whatever. Let's go inside. So, brighter, darker. Now this is a pretty dark classroom, much more darker than before, on outside. The hall. Here's something in the middle, not very light, not very dark. Another place. Okay.
getting closer on peacocks. Okay. Now I'm shooting again inside some kind of a classroom. This is the air conditioner control unit. Okay, now I'm closing the lights. Okay, this is quite dark scenery. Okay, now let's go and see. This is the door of the classroom. Here's the window. This is the hall on the outside. So again, this is a very dark scenery. Not completely dark, but still dark. Now let's go to a lighter scenery, which is the hall. Okay. Now I am in the same classroom that I've been before, but I'm hoping that I was able to manage to choose the night vision mode, or whatever it's been called, and hopefully now the video is a little brighter. So I upload this video to the computer, and hopefully it's going to be much better than the one before, because now it should be a night vision mode. I hope I was able to do it. Okay, that's it for now. Now I'm trying to get focus on some cockroach. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So the differences between high definition and full high definition, as you can see on the screenshot picture samples in front of you, you can see that the high definition is a proper and straight and a good ratio picture, but on the full definition one, it looks like a little more distort, like it's a little bit also squeezed from up and down, like somebody squeezed the picture a little bit and distort it. So this is why I've used only the high definition one, the 720 pixels, which looks much better, I mean not distort. So this is pretty much it.
Okay, now you see the sun is out there. I think it's about half an hour or even a whole hour before sunset. It's much darker right now. Let's see how this mini camera can perform in a little darker scenery. Later on I try when it's going to be a completely night. This is a cat. Meow. Okay, maybe it's enough. Now is about half an hour later. It is much darker. I think it's about 15 minutes or 30 minutes before it goes completely dark. So now it's even darker scenery. So I'm interested to see the results also. So now I'm moving Now I'm going to move it quite slowly, and now to do the same but much faster. Okay. So also, and I need to do it one more time, at night. At night, and night with night vision. Now I'm back again, almost 8 o'clock. The sun almost completely down right now, so it's pretty much dark right now. This is just light from the building. Let's go, trying to get away a little bit to a little darker scenery. Okay. So this is the performance of pretty much completely night. The source light is basically from different kind of lamps, and now we'll try to get to a much darker scenery here between those bushes or trees, and to see how it's going to perform. Now it's much darker. Okay. Now I'm going to stop and try the night vision mode, if it's going to work. Maybe it's not. Vision. I pressed the mode a few seconds and it beeped for maybe it was 3 times. I think now it's night vision. At least this is what I'm hoping for. I'm at exactly the same place. Okay. Now I will try to get back to a place which is little lighter, like about a minute ago, where the lamps were, you see. So I go again to a much lighter. It's still night, of course, and there is also only the lamps, this kind of source light. But this is for now. I'm hoping that the night vision will work better. Okay, and I'm going to stop the recording right now, and let's see in the computer how it performed, how well. Maybe a little more. Okay, so for one, it's like driving when it is rainy, so it's going to be interesting to see how it looks like it is rainy. Now it is high noon. I mean, there's a lot of sunlight, a lot of light. I'm also interested to see if this camera is able to detect the red light, green light of or any other light throughout the road. I mean, flashlight, vehicles, blinking and other stuff, maybe other kind of flashlight. I don't know.
just to be able to see if this camera in manner of colors and tones is perfect in a very good quality, because in particular the red color of the flashlight is like a perfect red, without any kind of, not like red with a little bit of yellow, or it's not perfect red or something like that. I mean, the red in the flashlight is perfect. It is a perfect red. The green is also quite perfect, but little less dark than normal perfect green that you can produce in the computer, like the basic one when using font colors in Word or Photoshop or whatever, Paint, so on. But still, I know how these colors should look like, and how they are going to look while I'm going to see them in the computer, and I'm hoping that the results are quite alright. One thing that I want to be able to see if the camera can do quite well is to drive for about north than 70 kilometers per hour, like even to around 100 kilometers per hour, which is fast enough to see if this camera is able to record properly. Now, of course, when this camera is aimed towards the same destination and the same destination that I'm driving, so the fast moving object is less significant. It's a whole other thing to wait a minute. Okay, so it's a whole other thing to aim it to the left side. Now I'm 80 kilometers per hour. Now I'm 85, even 90. Okay. Okay, I think this is enough. So this is one thing, to aim it towards the same position of the driving. It's a whole other thing to aim it like what a passenger is seeing when it's looking outside the windows, which is to look to the side. So in this position, the objects on the side, which is trees, landmarks, whatever, are moving much faster this way, and doesn't want to drive and walk this fast. Okay, so it's going to be interesting to see how this camera, what a crazy person. So it's going to be interesting to see how this camera is capable to make shots of objects that I'm going past them while driving in the same speed of whatever, 80 kilometers per hour, but I'm going to aim this camera to the windows to the side, Now of course this is only 30 frames per second, it's not like 50, 60, 120, 240 frames per second. So of course objects on the side should look more like mesh, blurry, not perfect sharpness, or even horrible, because it's too damn fast, 80 or even 100 kilometers per hour. I mean, when you go and test some object, it's like you're going to see it just for a split of a second, and then you pass it. So in 30 frames per second, it's not good enough, but this is just what it is. So now I'm going to take this camera and try to record on the side view. So now I'm waiting for the order. Okay. Now I'm pretty much 40 kilometers per hour. This is the right side of the street. Okay, now I'm 50 kilometers per hour. Okay. This is the left side of the street. Now I'm going to pass a vehicle, another one. This is some lady with bags. Okay, almost 60 kilometers per hour. Now I'm stopping. Okay, so this is how it looks while I'm driving this space. Okay, so put the camera down here, slide, one time, big, do the same thing, aim to the side, in this case I'm trying to move it, 20-30 kilometers more per hour, 30 kilometers per hour, and okay, look out, say, right, exactly, because there's no time, let's move it. Okay. Found a place to straighten out. This is 80 kilometers per hour. Okay. This is 80 kilometers per hour. Alright. Not bad. Now it's 40 and I'm going to stop completely. Alright. Okay, now I'm kinda hoping that I was able to once again to be able to record in night vision. I'm going to mount this camera on the same place I did before, which is to put it also I mean to mount it in the same way it was mounted before, but now I mean it is exactly the same position, but now it's going to be recorded at night, and then the amount of exposure in matter of, you know, amount of light, the amount of light for now compared to what it was before. The first recording was like complete sunlight, high noon. I mean, I think it was roughly 2 or 3 p.m., something like that. The next one was around 7 p.m., just approximately an hour, maybe an hour, maybe less, before sundown. And then I think I've recorded two more samples in pretty much about 15 minutes interval, which is one time about 15 minutes after it, and then one more time. I mean, they're about an hour before. It was an hour before sundown. Then about 15 minutes after this. So it's now about half an hour before the sun goes down. Then another one, just maybe 10 to 15 minutes before the sun is completely going, so you can still see a little bit of a blue sky, just a little bit of blue sky, which is pretty dark. And then I did the same, but then it was completely dark. I mean, just a completely night. Around maybe it was already 8 p.m. or 8:15, which is already was a completely night. And then now it's to do the same, but while I'm driving. So I have a video sample of me driving at 2 p.m., which is the time when the sun is completely out, just the most sunlight that you can get. And then after this there is now, which is what is the hour for now? Now it's 15 minutes to 10 p.m. 15 minutes to 10, which is a total night. I'm quite hope that I'm shooting a night vision. It's not a normal recording, because it's pretty tricky to push the mode button for maybe it is 3 seconds or so, and then you see the LED indicator light flashes I think 3 times, and then I think that I supposed to hit the record button on and off immediately after. I mean, just immediately after. Because if I'm pushing, I think, the mode button for a few seconds, and then it's supposed to change into night vision, but then I'm waiting for just maybe nearly 2-3 seconds, then it automatically turned off this night vision mode and go back to the same mode it was before, which is 720, 1080 pixels, whatever. So I pushed this mode button, and I saw those 3 flashes, and then immediately click on the on and off button to start the recording. Let's see if this night vision really works, and if I in fact was able to not only to record properly, whatever, if this is now on night vision mode or normal mode, because I want to see the full capabilities of this camera, and I'm trying to be able to produce videos with night vision mode, but it's pretty tricky, and it's not like I have a good indicator, like, you know, some kind of indicator of not like I have some kind of a screen. It's not like a cell phone, so there to have a screen and to see what you're shooting. So now it's like shooting in the dark. I'm not quite sure if I was able to manage and really choose this night vision mode. The manual is pretty hard to understand. Also, so because of this, I decided to search for YouTube review videos that explaining exactly how to record and how to and how to deal with this kind of camera, just as some kind of a live manual. So there, if I remember quite right, it's being said that I need to push this mode button for changing the mode, of course, but in order to change into a night recording or night vision mode, I need first I need to always use the mode button to change modes, of course, but first I need to click on the mode button, just a normal click, normal push, and to set it on high definition or full high definition, which is first to set the right resolution in which I want to record, and then after I chose the right resolution, then to click again the mode button, a long push for it, and when you click it long enough, like maybe 2, 3, 4 seconds, it flashes three times, and this means that it went to night vision mode. So in this case, if you chose the blue mode, so it is night vision mode at 720 pixels, which is of course a normal high definition, not full one. And then immediately after, I pushed the on and off button to start the recording. So I kind of hope so that I was able to create this night vision mode. If it even works, I'm not quite sure. Now I don't expect that this camera The reason I bought this camera is for use it as some kind of a small thing to carry while you're doing some sports, like an action camera. But if you're going to, let's just say, do some kind of a running or other.
So this camera came with a few things. This strap is to be able to hang this camera on your neck like a necklace. So you just connect this. Come on, zoom in. You connect this thing to the back side of this camera. You see this small thing here. You connect it to this hole, okay, and then you connect, and then you put this side on your neck, and you get it like this, and that's it. So this is one thing. Another thing is this mounting thing, and another mounting thing. Let's call it. I think it is being called a lapel clip, but let's call it like a alligator clip. It can stick to your clothes quite properly, okay? Now, how does it work? You connect this camera to this alligator clip. It's pretty tricky to do it with one hand, but I'm going to do it anyway. Maybe not this way. I put it like this. Where is it? Oh, okay, like this. Okay. That's it. And now you can clip this on some things, like you can clip it here if you like, or on your clothes or something else. Now this, and you can see this is my thumb and this is the camera, so it's quite tiny. So this mounting thing has two holes in it that you can use a screw or whatever and to put it on a helmet, bicycle, I'm not quite sure where. And this is to be able to change the angle of this device, like this, like this. I mean, it can be changed in many different kind of angles and sides. Okay, now you can see that this is also there is here like zigzag, like teeth to hold. The same thing in here, like teeth, zigzag thing. So you can put it like this. Okay, you can see you can put it like this. Now it holds quite alright. Now I'm moving pretty fast. I'm trying. I don't think it's going to be any bumpier like with bicycles and bumpy road. I think it's what I'm just doing. It's bumpy enough, and it's still on. I mean, it didn't break off or something, so it's quite alright. The only thing that I'm not quite sure if this thing, like, it will move like this and then like this, because it's going to be a bumpy road. I'm not going to sure if at least in this area it's strong enough. I mean, it won't break, but if it can hold from here and then maybe it will fold like this. I don't know if it's too bumpy. So, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm doing now. It's like completely straight. Now I'm trying to do very hard. Yes, it did changed, but I did it very hard. So on a bumpy road, maybe it won't be able to hold. But okay, so this is basically how all of it is working. Okay.
Okay. I ain't gonna talk long about audio and video parameters. If you want to know them, like codec and format, just pause the video and just look at it. The few things that I wanted to say that is quite weird, that when you record a 720 pixel video, like high definition ready, it's being recorded in a specific kilobyte per second in the audio, in the video stream. I mean, the video stream is being recorded in some amount of kilobyte per second, and when you take a video recording, but in this case is a full high definition, a 1080 pixels. So in the full high definition, the kbps it's lower. So it's weird. It should have been otherwise, but I don't know why it is like this. One thing that I do want to mention, which is important, that the audio quality, it's quite good. It's 128 kilobyte per second. Only two bad things about it, which is only one channel and 8000 hertz. It's quite low, but in matter of kbps, it's a very good quality. Okay. So, bottom line, I don't want to talk about in generally, I don't want to talk about the video and the audio quality and the overall performance of this camera. I'm just here to show you the results of this camera and a comparison from a comparison of this camera to other amazing camera that I've used as well, which is a camera from Samsung Galaxy S5, which is one of the best cell phone and cell phone cameras in the world. I mean, it can produce amazing, and I mean amazing, video and audio quality. I mean, just amazing. I mean, really, really amazing. I think it's the best camera in the world in matter of cell phones, and just in generally it can produce a very, very amazing quality. So I'm comparing this comparison, it's to compare to a really good camera to this
This is unbelievable. I mean, this is unbelievable.
I know, this is really, really huge.
No, it's not. It's small, it's tiny, it's petite, it's wee.
Nice thing to remember back in the days. So this camera, I think that in generally I couldn't be any more happier to have such a small camera, just insanely light. I think I am merely 15 grams, and to be able to produce such video recordings. So I'm extremely happy. Okay.